Hello there and welcome to another pocket project. Carol here, nice to see you again. Now I'm doing something a little bit different within my pocket project book. I don't know whether you'll remember, but way back in the beginning of doing these, I made a little thing label and took a dictionary explanation of what a pocket is. I finally added it to the front cover, and I have actually added it as a pocket. Now I've got my cup of tea, I've got my glue, I've got my scissors, I've got my pen, I've got my ink, and I've also got this big box of bits that I said at the weekend that when I showed it, I need to start using these up. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start decorating my pocket project book. I've already made a little start on one of the pockets, and I thought, do you know what, I might as well film this and then you can see what I'm actually doing. Now, whilst I'm doing the pocket project, I'm only showing you the sample of how to make up the pocket. I'm not decorating. But I want to go through and I want to go and start to decorate some of the pockets that I've already done. Now I'm getting a feel of what the journal is like. I can see that I can add a few little bits and pieces. So that's what I'm going to start doing. So I hope you'll join me as I'm working on some of these pockets for decoration, and that you get some inspiration from it. So I'm going to use this little girl photograph here, and because this writing's upside down, I want to cover that over just a little bit, and I'm going to just use my 3-part corner rounder to just do a little bit of corner punching. So I think that she can then go on there. I also found this little vintage calendar. My eyesight's so bad I can't tell whether that's the right way up or not. So I was thinking of that on there. And then I'd got these. Now I haven't got a circle punch that's going to cut those out. So I have a little technique, which is actually cut it out as a square. And I'm cutting right on the very edge of 4 sides of the circle. Sorry, I keep taking it off to the side just to get rid of the little bits. Okay, so it now looks like that. And then all I've got to do then is cut off that corner. And it is easier doing this than it is to try and cut out a whole circle. You've got to do it slowly, and it's still not perfect, but it's better than trying to cut out a whole circle all in one go. One of Carol's little tips there for you. Oh, that bit flew off. So you can see how slow I'm cutting. And as I say, it's still not perfect, but much easier than trying to cut out a whole circle, I tell you. And then that could slot in there. Still needs a bit of something else. So, what about one of these? That underneath. Yeah, liking that. Okay, I'm going to stick all that lot down. So as you can see, I've cut away a little bit of that crochet thing, and I'm just taking off that white edge. And it just removes a little bit of the bulk. fact, I found a different circle which went better. And then my little calendar. Hopefully I'm putting it on the right way around. And then I want to get rid of a bit of this white space. So I've got these big printables. I think these were My Porch prints. So that could go in there. And in fact, what I might do is I might just glue it at the top here, so that you could actually, if it was going to be used as a journal, you could then lift out the bottom part of that out and you could write on the back and it'll just hold it in place. So on this page, I want to go upstairs and go and get my washi tape. So you're not going to see this bit, but I'm going to put some washi tape, I think, down there. Again, just to break up the monotony of that page. Let's go on to another one. Okay, this next one's really easy. I've got an envelope with some adverts in and an envelope with some butterflies in, so I'm going to use those. This one over here, I have kind of decorated it up a bit, but this white space still bothers me. So I've got an extra big journaling card, and I'm just going to slot that in there. That was a tsunami rose design, and again, it's just to break up the monotony of that white background. And I've got my destruction tag inside of there as well. This one really easy to do. So in here I've got a couple of adverts. That one's too big. That one fits though. Okay. Ooh. Butterflies over here, so I could add this as a belly band, put that in there. That's too busy, don't like that, but I'll leave that as a belly band for now. And then what I can do, because that lifts up, is I'll put that as a journaling card inside of there. Maybe baby. So I was thinking of adding this in here, but I remembered I glued it down the middle so that you would actually get, I don't know if these will fit, let's just try. No, even that one's too big. Oh, it maybe fits in that side, too big. Okay, I need to find a couple of small journaling cards, one for here and one for here. I'll be back in a second. Best laid plans of mice and men. Right, the butterflies have gone, and I've actually added this on as a pocket by gluing it round 3 sides, because I thought whatever goes in there is going to fall out. And I've got another envelope here that I've called Druggist. So I've got all these kind of drug labels. So if I flip that up, as I say, it needs 2 cards in there. Doesn't matter which ones, because I'm not actually using this as a full and proper journal. So that's now got 2 cards in. And then just for a visual effect, I'm trying to pick a nicer one out. That one's pretty. Look, you can see, look, I've got loads of these things, so they all need using up. So that one could go in there. Do I have another one? A bigger one? Oh, I do. Okay. Ooh, it's rather dramatic. That one could go in the top, up there. Move them out the way so you can see what's what. So there we go, very simple. But that's those now kind of decorated, and then obviously if I have to take that card out, I've got 2 little journaling cards in there as well. So as I say, I don't need to go overboard with decorating this, because it's not meant to be a usable journal. Okay, I'm going to go on to decorating this one now. I'm going to go off and go and choose a few bits, and I'll be back. Sorry, it took a little bit longer than I expected. I had to have a bit of my tea. Okay, so got an envelope here with ladies' journaling cards in, so we'll go through those in a sec. And I've got my pre-cut butterflies out. So let's get these out. See what we've got. I don't want ones that say journal on it. It's there for a front cover. So I'll put you back. I love these Jane Austen-y style postcards. I can't remember whether these were Artie Mays or again Tsunami Rose. Probably Tsunami Rose. Ooh, they're pretty. She's nice. Too bright. Oh, it's two of them. Oh, different one. Ooh. Ooh, or... No. Okay. Alright. So... I'm just thinking that because all of this has been punched out, it's delicate. So if I add a card on there, and it doesn't have to be as big as this, but I like her on there, it means then that that flap can be picked up by this card rather than by the delicate paper. So that could go on there. Same goes for this. So this is where the butterflies might come in. They're very pink, ladies, aren't they? Pinks and greens. So I could just put a pink butterfly on there. Maybe a green butterfly up there. Ooh, hang on. Other way around, Carol. Green there, pink there. Oh no, actually... I'm going to do it the other way around, because then that green ties in with that green, that pink ties in with that pink. And I'm going to keep it really simple and keep it just as that. No, I'm not. I want to add something in again to just cover over this plain background. Bear with me a second. Okay. Thin paper piece. Because again, I'm not using it as a journal to kind of write in or anything, so it's just to add. Oh, perfect. Perfecto. Right, I'm going to stick everything in place and be done with this one. Just a simple bit of declaration. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Now I need to remember about adding the glue along this area here, because otherwise it's going to seep through. So I'm turn the card upside down, and I'm just going to mark roughly where the edge of this punched area is, and I know I can add glue on that area there. A big bottle of... And again, I'm not doing as good a job as I would normally do, because it's just purely for declarations. And yes, I know I'm saying it wrong. And then if I add the butterfly up there, and then the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to add... You might not be able to see this, but I'm just going to add some tiny little dots of glue in and around that punched area underneath where the journaling card is sitting. So that will do that. Yeah, liking that one. Next! Just to save us a bit of time, I've already sorted some of my bits out. I've had to lift up this tag just a little bit because that pocket was a bit on the boring side. Found that, thought that that would slot under there nicely, and found that this was fully attached down. So I had to get my pen folder out and just lightly run it down and carefully lift it up so that that can slot underneath there. Then I can attach a blue butterfly on there. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I found this long note card, found a letter A, going to stick that on the top, and I'll stick this into the big main pocket up here. So that'll be that one. And then on this one, in the adverts, I've got that little tiny card there. And I've got this flower. These were from Pink Monarch Prints. So I thought that could go on there. That could go on there because that now ties in with that red. The yellow ties in with the yellow of the flowers. And then I'd got another envelope with some mason jars in. And I thought about putting that one in because colour-wise it all goes together. So that's what I'm going to do on that one. I'll come back and show you when I've done it. Okay, I'm going to do a flip through of the pockets that I've just decorated. Just a couple of things I want to say beforehand. This is why I was only doing 10-minute videos to show you how to make the basic pockets, because I wanted to keep them short and sweet so that you could go off and go and make something real quick. And this just proves that you can do that and you can come back and decorate later. So let's crack on. So we've got the pocket on the front to show that it's a pocketbook, and then we go to the first couple of pages and we've got those now decorated up. I couldn't be bothered to go upstairs and go and get any washi tape, so I got loads of strips of paper, so I thought I'd just stick one of them on, and I've put a vintage advert inside of that pocket as well. It just helps to keep this tag in place too. So that's that page, and then that flips open to show the back of the pocket. This is the next page. So all I did with this one was, because I'd already partially decorated it, it just needed something to cover over this white blank space, so I'll put a really big journaling card in there. This one I added as pocket on the front of the pocket. A pocket on a pocket, so that then that flips up and then you've got two little journaling cards in there. That sits in there, and then that just adds the extra bit of colour above the pocket. This one we use the Pretty Ladies. So we've got just some decorative pieces stuck into the pocket itself. All the colours combining beautifully there, or combining beautifully. And then a little butterfly on here, because this is the flip up, flip across and flip up pocket that I did, that I showed you. And then this one is acting as the almost like a tab to hold on to pull that out. And then this is the one that I've just decorated that I said I'd come back and show you. So just added a little bit of a decoration onto the main pocket and a butterfly. Added a tabbed journaling card into the top of the pocket. And then on this one I just added the advert, a little bit of spray of flowers and a mason jar, because the tag is sat in the top pocket up there. So that's my decorating for those few pockets. I may come back and come and do some more, so watch out for that video. See you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.